Hello, social sellers. George is here, and welcome to a new topic, a new episode. Today, I'm going to also talk about the problem-solving phenomenon that we think that we are solving problem for our clients, and what it does for our clients and their results, and also what it does for ourselves in our business. Today, we're going to talk about a specific portion about problem solving, how to create the desired dream, how to create the desired situation for yourself and your business and for your client in their business. So today we're going to talk about the topic like, why do you get stuck in life and in business, getting the same results that you are getting for so long? So for instance, if you have a restaurant, you keep going to your restaurant every single day for years to come, and 10 years pass, and then another 10 years pass, 30 years pass, and it seems nobody like have like the idea how to get outside that routine, because at some point, even if you are passionate about what you're doing, to keep doing the same thing, all kind of tasks in your business, it becomes like non-fun. So what to do in this case? What goes beyond like getting stuck in life and in business? What is the science behind that? Once we understand the science behind it, it becomes easier to understand why we do get stuck in our business, in our life, in our relationship like our children, with our families, with our customers, within ourselves, with our team, and with our staff. So I'm going to talk about, it's the topic, it's a little bit broad, so I'm going to talk about like specific points today. And if you have any question, if you have any comment, if there is like any part of the episode today is not clear, just put your comment below, put your question, and put your experience if you have any experience with the topic that I'm going to share with you today. So today we're going to share what is the science of getting stuck. Once we understand that, we understand how we can remove that barriers of remaining in the same position for so long. Because I have lots of friends on the personal side who have restaurant business, and when I ask them, do you want to cook like your same meal for another 30 years or 50 years? Most of them, they say no, we don't. Like, we want to work in our business, in the restaurant business, either like fast food or dine in. We want to work only for a couple of years. We make some cash flow, and then we can reinvest that money somewhere else, and we can take ourselves outside the business. But for some reasons, what they are doing, most of them, they get stuck in the business. They get stuck in doing the same task every single day, and they think that they're going to have a plan to get outside their business in a few years, but they get stuck in there for 30 years, for 40 years, and you can tell what could happen when you get stuck in something and it becomes like non-fun of doing all that routine job. So what to do, what is the science behind like getting stuck, and how you can apply that starting today. So just to understand the science, we're going to explain everything on the human being, how we function as a human being. I'm going to talk about me and you today, but the same happens and the same apply for your customers. So the way human beings behave and the way human being functions, this is how it goes. And I want you to remember like couple like few points today, and keep those in your mind, and watch what happens in your life. Watch how you go with your life on a daily basis, and watch how you can or push yourself to become aware of your own life, of your own decisions, of your own thoughts. So what happens, how it does, and how we can get unstuck in the phenomenon of getting stuck in our business or in our life. So to understand that, how we function as a human being, this is how we function. You have to remember two things. Always about the human beings, you have to remember two important things. Thoughts, the way we think, and the way we feel, period. So keep that in mind, and I will going to explain what it happens in both, and how to understand what's happening in in yourself and with your clients, and how do you make decisions, how that impact your decisions, and how you can change that to get better results. Because I get lots of clients, and I work with lots of clients. They want to scale their business. They are making six figures, for instance, or they just started their business, and they don't know how to scale to seven figures or eight figures, and making like more money, more quality time, having more energy, less stress, and all those kind of things. And we map out all these strategies. We do all kind of training. They get it, but for some reasons they don't apply it, and it's not enough. So just to emphasize on that, it's not enough that you learn and you read books and you go attend workshop and masterminds if you don't apply and you don't pay attention to what's going on inside you and what's going on in you as a human being, and how you can apply the same for you and for your clients, so you can help also your clients transform and change the way they think, they behave, they feel, they get results, they can reach their desired situation, their dream situation, their goals, using your offer, using your solution, using your product. So as a human being, we function on two major things: the way we think and the way we feel. So again, thought, feeling or emotion. So keep those in mind, and those are the super important 2 points I'm going to talk about today, like in details. In the way we think, we have 2 parts, and in the way we feel, we have also 2 parts. So let's start with the way we feel, or with the way we think. So our thoughts are 2 levels. We have what we call the creative thinking, and we have what we call the autopilot thinking. So the creative thinking, or what we call in science the conscious mind, and the autopilot thinking, what we call in science the subconscious mind. So if you see people are talking about conscious, subconscious, autopilot, and all those words, they mean those 2 things. So the conscious mind, or the thinking mind, is the mind that you think, that you create, that you learn, and you make decisions based on something that you have learned today. So now you are learning, you are hearing what I'm saying, and maybe you have read a book. So you read a book, you listen to me today, you listen to a new topic, you learn something new with your conscious mind, with your creative mind, with your thinking mind. All right. So that is super important part. And this is why most people get confused. They think that they are making conscious decision. They think that they are making decisions and they are fully aware of their decisions, but there's something happening in the back end. And the back end is what we call the autopilot program, the autopilot thinking program, or the thinking autopilot program, or the subconscious mind. It has like so many different names, but it means like one thing. It means that we have a part of our mind that is creative, that's help us to learn, that help us to apply new things, and we have a part of our mind that is programmed, goes on autopilot. And that program, like this subconscious mind, is super powerful, is way bigger than the conscious mind. The subconscious mind, or the autopilot program, or the autopilot thinking program, it is like habitual, like it is not much creative as the conscious, and it stores like every single memory. It stores all our habits. It stores like all kind of our experiences. It stores all our past experiences, like everything that happens in our life, it gets stored in that program. So this is why we call it the program. And this is why when you learn something new, we call it the creative thinking. So let's take an example. Remember when you first learn how to drive your car, like the first time ever you learned how to drive your car. So when you sit in your car seat in your car, you were like so much alerted. You have to think about every single step, like where to put the keys, how to turn the gears, how to turn the steering wheel, how to put the reverse, how to put how to drive the forward, how to park, like so many different things that you have to be so much alerted to be able to learn that. And this is because it happened at that time for the first time. It happened in the thinking, or in the creative mind. So the creative or the conscious mind is very slow. This is why it is a creative. and doesn't hold like so much activities. It could focus on very, very, very few activities. And this is why, like in your job, we don't recommend like to multitask, because multitasking happens when you make a decision. It happens through your conscious mind. It happens on that creative part of your mind or your brain. So multitasking, because that creative brain or creative mind doesn't cannot hold like so much activities, and this is why like multitasking is not recommended and makes you like get tired or mess like how to do all those tasks at one point or at the same time. So the creative mind is the mind that you learn something new. But when you come and when you start to practice everything that you do and that thing and that topic and your business, and solving a problem for your client and helping them to get a result, the practice that you do on daily basis, it becomes habitual. When it becomes a routine, when you start repeating that like those kind of tasks every single day, it becomes a habit. And when it becomes a habit, it goes to the bigger mind. So the creative mind is so small, it is like creative, it goes so slow. So because of that, when you start repeating the same action, it goes on the bigger operating system that we call the subconscious mind, or the autopilot program. So when you drove your car for the first time, you were so much alerted, and then when you started to drive your car like on and on and on, and now maybe for years you've been driving 5, 10, 20, 40. So now you drive your car even without thinking how to do like to drive your car. And sometimes you drive your car between like 2 points from work to your home, and all of a sudden you find yourself like you have reached your house, and you wonder like, how did I get to my house? Like I wasn't like even paying attention. And you were not paying attention because your creative mind was thinking about something. You were thinking about something new, and because you are thinking what it takes, like what control your life when you are thinking. When you are not paying attention, what it controls your life, the program controls your life. And like this subconscious mind or this autopilot program, what makes decisions on your behalf. And this is a very critical point. So when you don't think, or when you are thinking and you don't pay attention, the autopilot program is the one that makes the decision instead of you. This is why, like, if you want to make something, you make a decision in your life, and you want to like to move forward with that decision in your life, and you get stuck, you have to think. Like, it's not only enough to plan, it's not only enough to think about like, what do I want to do, what do I want to plan, what kind of result do I want to get. The most important, you have to create a routine on daily basis, and you have to apply that routine no matter what happens. You have to do that on daily basis. So if you do that for a certain period of time, now the way you thought about something, it goes and it gets engraved in this autopilot program. And once you do that, now you started to reach your goals. Now you started to get your results. So getting the result doesn't happen randomly. It's not something that is up to the choices like from the thin air. It happens when you do the things as we function as human beings in the right way. So it's not, I will repeat that because that is like super important. When you make a choice to get a new result in your business, or you make a choice to change something in your life, like I want more money, I want more quality time, I want to travel with my family, I want to create such and such and such in my life, in my relationship, in my business, in my finance, in my real estate, in my cash flow, whatever like it is. When you make that decision, you have to create a plan, and you have to apply that plan daily basis for a certain period of time. This is why, like, I go live every single day, even if I don't feel to go live. So if I create the habit of going live every single day, so I'm creating a program in my subconscious mind, in that autopilot program, that that's helped me to go front of my audience, to share my message. So it helps me on my side. It helps me to broadcast my message, to share my offer, to share with the world like how I can help them. And at the same time, people who are following me, who are watching my videos every single day, they are creating their own routine. So they are learning from the episodes I'm sharing every single day. So they are creating their own plan. They are creating this repetitive routine. And with the repetition of the information that I do on every single day, they are helping themselves to move at least from point A to point Z, whatever like the point Z or the results they want to get. So that is super important to understand, that the way you function, that the way your mind function is not the way that we think, or we think that we understand, like we are super aware of our decisions. It doesn't happen like that. So the decision that you think you are aware of, and you make it to move forward with your business, with your finances, with your circumstances, is if it's not like connected to a habit in your autopilot, in that autopilot program and this autopilot thinking brain, you're not going to acquire that result, and you're not going to get that result, because at some point you wake up the second day and you feel like not passionate maybe about it, or you start to say, let's do it tomorrow, and tomorrow let's do it after tomorrow, and you start like to procrastinate and to move that task from one day to another. So this is why, like, sometimes you go attend a course, you go attend a mastermind, you go attend a workshops, or you listen so much to motivational speakers, and they move you, they give you like lots of good ideas, but and you get like you say, well, like I'm going to apply everything that they are sharing with me today. I'm going to get the results, like no matter what, I'm going to do that. And what happens, you go sleep, and the second day you wake up and you don't do anything, because after like your mind rests, and after like your mind start to think about different other things, like your bills, you need to check your emails, you need to make phone calls. All of a sudden you start reverting and walking away from what you have learned that day before. So once you decide on your dream, once you decide on your results for you and also for your customer, you have to think about the two levels of thinking. The way we make decisions, it goes on two levels: the creative brain, or the creative thinking, or the conscious mind, and the autopilot program, or the subconscious mind. So in order to get what you want in your business, in order to get what you want in your finance relationship, or whatever, like the result that you want to get, you want to go under like those two levels. So Lee has a comment, and Lee says, sometimes people are full of commitments to succeed in business, but there are like blue days that need more motivation. And that is true. This is like super important, and I want to address this point right now, because it is very super important point about motivation. Motivation, we have to understand how motivation works, because we understand also motivation in the wrong way. And when you apply motivation in the wrong way, you do nothing. This is why some people, they get addicted to motivation. They go on YouTube, they attend all those motivational speakers, and they do nothing with everything that they are learning. And it happens for two reasons. Motivation always happen, always, the biological phenomenon of motivation happens this way. When you accomplish a task, when you make a decision to accomplish a task, the subconscious mind or the brain release a chemical that we call like dopamine, that we call the happy chemical. So the happy chemical, what it does, it gives you like an injection in your body, that you feel like so much like powerful, happy, joyful. So every time you listen to motivation, that phenomenon happens also in your body. So when you accomplish a task, when you do something in your life, when you accomplish a task, your subconscious mind reward you with that chemical that we call dopamine, and that dopamine makes you happy. But on the other side, like the what happens with us as a human being, there is like something super important that we call imagination. And not like only human beings have the imagination. Like you cannot find that in any other creature on this planet. So imagination, what it does, it gives you like the same phenomenon by thinking alone. So your mind is trained either to get the experience in real life, and it gives you this rush of dopamine in your body when you do a task sorry, in your business or in your job. You get like this rush of dopamine in your body. But also, if you think about achieving a task, just the way you think about it, it gives you the same phenomenon. And this is the trick. And this is why people get addicted to motivation. They get addicted to dopamine. So dopamine and motivation happens biologically in the human being when you achieve, when you take the decision to make an achievement on a task, when you achieve something, when you accomplish something. This is when the dopamine goes in your body and makes you happy. But imagination, it helps you think that you made that task, that you accomplished that task, and by thinking alone, you can create the same experience. And this is the trick why most people, they get addicted to dopamine. So motivation helps. Motivation is great, but you have to pay attention. If you are getting addicted to motivation and you are not moving with your life, with your circumstances, it means that you are applying your imagination. You are addicted by thinking that you have achieved such and such and such in your business or in your life, and you are not accomplishing and you are not doing the actual task in the real life. So to make sure that you should or you want to get the result that you want to get in your life, in your finance, in your business, in your relationship, in whatever you want, you have to distinguish between those two type of motivation. Let's call it this way: the motivation that happens in the natural way when you accomplish a real task in the real life, and motivation that happens just by thinking alone. Sometimes imagination is a great. It is a great tool that help us to create something new. But if you get addicted to the way just to think about something and not do an actual application of that thought in your life, you have to make aware or to be aware of that. So we, like at the beginning, I said, like you have to pay attention to two things: the way you think and the way you feel. So we just spoke about the way we think. And the way we think, we have two levels. We have the creative, which is like slow, and we have the autopilot, which is like way bigger than the creative mind, but it is like more powerful. But one thing is different. It is only habitual. It happens on a routine basis. It happens when you start repeating what you're doing on a daily basis. So for that, when you post on social media, I always recommend when you post on social media, you post on a daily basis. Because if you post daily, or if you post weekly instead of daily, or monthly instead of daily, you are not helping your clients to change. When you post daily, your clients start to pay attention to you. Your clients start to follow you. They start to follow your message. They start to learn from you, and they start to apply every single day. When they start applying what they are learning from you every single day, they are getting motivated. They are getting this rush of dopamine, this rush of happiness in their body. But at the same time, they are creating a new habit. So literally, you are in the business of helping your customers to create a new habit. If you have a company and you have employees, you are in the business of helping your employees and your customers, your staff, and even yourself of creating a new habit. So business and the job have only one thing in common: to help the other either your staff or your client or your paid customer to achieve or to get that new habit. So if you help your client to get that new habit, that new positive habit, it helps them to change the whole circumstances in their lives. And now what becomes like a problem in their lives all of a sudden becomes non-problem, because problem by themselves, they are like neutral. There is no problem created as a problem. The way we perceive it, the way we understand it, the way we deal with it, either like we deal with it as a problem or we deal with it as an opportunity, and that goes on the level of awareness that we have in our mindset. So if you have a positive mindset, this is when we call it positive mindset and negative mindset. So the positive and negative mindset is connected to your way or to the way you feel. So now it takes us to the second part of our presentation that talks about the emotion and the emotional signature or the feeling. So if you have positive feeling or you have negative the feeling, it takes you as a human being, it takes you or your client in two different ways, in two different roads. So for instance, if you are feeling like bored, if you are feeling depressed, like lonely, you are feeling like empowered, whatever you are feeling, like all those negative feeling, it means that your emotion is going on the negative side. And if you feel that you are powerful, you are passionate, you are like lovely, you are loving people, it takes you to the positive side of your feeling. But here's the trick, and here's the thing: your feeling happens in your body, and your thoughts happen in your mind. But your feeling, your body affect the way you think. So literally, because the subconscious mind, your mind, this autopilot program, is the communication center between your creative mind and your body, your feeling, and your emotion. This is why when you think something, you feel something like for it. Whatever like you think about anything, about your future, about your past, about your present, about a result, about a goal, about something you already achieved or you're going to achieve. When you think when you think about those kind of things, there is always an emotion attached to it. There is always a feeling attached to it. Because if you don't have an emotion, if you don't have a feeling attached to it, you don't remember it. You will forget it. So this is why it is important in your business. If you are introducing a new offer, if you are introducing a new product, if you are started your business, or you want to grow your business, or you just started your live show like this one, you have to think about your customer in the same way. If your customer just listen to you and they do nothing, and they don't attach a feeling and they don't attach an emotion to whatever like you are sharing with them, they're going to forget you after 1 minute. So keep that in mind. If you want your customer to remember you, you have to create not only a new way of thinking, but you have to give them an emotional signature of that new way of thinking. So if I tell you like I can help you in your business to scale to 6 figures or 7 figures, and I can help you making millions of dollars, and I don't give you like examples and stories that you can relate to, so it moves you on the feeling side, you're not going to remember what I have said. So that is super important in your business, whatever like you are selling. Everything that you are selling, you are helping your client to create that new habit. New habit happens on the way we think. But if you don't create that habit, that it has an emotional signature, that it has a feeling attached to it, your choice or the choice of your customer, it becomes or they're going, or you're going to forget it in a couple months or a couple hours or a couple days. So every single time that you want your customer to make a decision about your product or about your offer, you have to attach a feeling. And the feeling happens when you share stories from your experience, from successful customers, from previous clients that you work with, when you share those stories, it helps your customer create this kind of new emotion or new feeling about the thing that you are sharing with them. Either it is a message on social media, or a product that you want to sell, or an offer that you want to introduce. So every single time you post on social media, always think to share stories, because stories, they are the only way it helps us human beings to create that way of feeling for the new thinking that you are sharing with your clients. And this is what happens in us as a human being. Like, think about yourself. When you go to your bank, for instance, and you look at your financial statement, you don't say like, my financial statement has one, two, three, four, five, and you walk. It doesn't happen like that. You always attach a story to everything that we do. So even when you read numbers in a story style. So you look at the number, you read the number, and then you say, well, I am broke, or I have a lot of money. I am rich. I'm wealthy. I can travel. I can spend on that and that and that. I can buy such and such and such. You always make up things with the stories, because the story, it is a way that connects the way you think and the way you feel. So if you have if you are stuck in your business, if you have negative results, if you have like, you think it is negative decisions that you are getting, that it is moving you toward like negative results, you have to think, or you have to pay attention to the way you think, the way you feel, and how to transform that from the negative to into the positive. So you have to start paying attention to the way you make decision, to the way you think, that to the way you behave. You pay attention to something that makes you mad, that makes you angry, that makes you sad. If you listen, for instance, like to music, if look at the kind of the music that you listen to every single day. If you listen to drama music, like sad music, it means that your mind and your feeling, they are on the negative way, because the way you think and the way you feel, it matches the frequency of what you learn and the frequency of what's happening in your environment. So if you are listening to sad music, if you are listening to drama music, or you are watching drama stories and drama movies or whatever, all those sad things, and you feel like this is really what makes me enjoy life, you have to pay attention that you are running your life on the negative side. So if you want to reflect and you want to move your life from getting stuck or the negative side to something better, to elevate the way you get your results, to elevate the way you get your desired situation or your desired goals or results, you have to start implementing new routine on daily basis that they are positive by themselves. So if you're stuck in your business and growing in your business, go invest time to learn in courses or from coaches. There are like lots of good people in there, and at the same time, there are like so much crap in the market. So take the time, and if you have any question, I will be happy to help you. You don't have to work with me personally. I can refer you to the right person. Depends on the circumstance that you want to change or you want to implement in your business or in your life, because that costed me like so much time and so much money to understand and to get connected to the right people. So I don't mind to share that with anyone. If you want to learn more about that, DM me or post or comment below. Or if you think that what I'm sharing today in this episode could help your friend, also share that with them, and I'll be happy to do that with you, with your friends, or anyone that comes through you. So with that being said, I want to get your feedback on today's episode. If you have any question, if like, try to repeat that episode over and over and over again. Try to watch it so many times, because I know when you watch it a couple times that you're going to find always new things, and that helps you in this kind of routine of thinking that in the same new way, that helps you to create new new habits, new way of thinking in your business, in your relationship, in your job, in your finance, and everything else that you want to change in your life. So if you are getting stuck in your business, think about the way you think, pay attention to the way you think and the way you feel, and move them from the negative side to the positive side, and have a plan to get to your desired outcome, to your desired goal, and make that goal like super, super big. So the bigger the goal is, the more you move yourself toward that goal, and the more you feel passionate, and more you feel positive to move toward that goal. If you have any question, if you need any help with that, let me know. DM me, comment, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also subscribe and join my Facebook group, 100% Profit. With that being said, thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you tomorrow with a new topic, with a new question. This is George, and have a great